Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to get to my series, The Demise of 2D Animation in North America. Now, for this part, since I'm going to be going to 21st Century Fox, I'm going to actually take notes from a video from SF Debris called A Look at the Background of Titan AE. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because the background is so complicated that it's really hard to do it and put it in my own words. So thus, as I play this video, I'm gonna read the captions from his video, from SF Debris' video. I guess, and what I say is not mine, it's from SF Debris. So here I go. Hold on a second, give me a moment. Titan AE is the story of the once proud human race being struck down and left as a broken species of drifters looking for a home. Once again, this appropriately serves as a metaphor for the entire Titan AE experience. Thing is that I had to skip some things in order to make sure that this pertains strictly to Titan AE. Now, the thing is, Titan AE was something that actually originated from Treasure Planet. The idea behind it was so interesting that others took the idea and ran with it. Hold on a second. Initially, it was going to be a live-action film rather than an animated film, but all this was changed with the transformation of the story to at Planet Ice with an internal debate over how best to realize the film, live animation, CGI, or a mix of the two. That was what the left hand was doing. What the right hand was doing was beckoning Don Bluth and fellow Disney defector Gary Goldman to return to America. It's a long, sad story of their company getting screwed, being rescued, and eventually winding up in Ireland making stuff. Bill Mechanic had been a whiz at Disney, taking the dead end position of home video and lobbied hard to transform it into what would prove to be a billion-dollar enterprise for the company that was such a success that Mechanic was invited to become president of 20th Century Fox. Hold on a second. Let me skip some things. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Before Mechanic won, here on a second. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on a second. Give me a second. 20th Century Fox during a time when the studio was putting out major hits like Independence Day, Die Hard, Revenge, and of course their grand champion Titanic. But before all of that, Mechanic had won Booth and Goldman to be his secret weapons against Disney and wanted them to head the new Fox animation studio set in Phoenix with a $5 million studio meant to house 300 employees. With a failure of $1 million, and Booth and Goldman decided to make the move, and immediately they began working on an animated adaptation of one of the Fox oldest properties, Anastasia, complete with musicals as part of the new model that Disney was succeeding with. It took 3 years for Anastasia to hit screens, but when it did, it was a bona fide hit and the first series of challenge to Disney's stranglehold on that particular market. In fact, Disney had tried to counterattack by re-releasing Little Mermaid the week before, but it still did impressive for both its time and medium, $140 million. But leading up to that was when work was going on with Planet Ice with Art Vitello. Now, this is surprising because it's not often that during his research into people that only Wiki pages he can find about them or on Tiny News page. Suffice to say, his direction. Hold on a second. His research into people, the only wiki page I can find about them are the Tiny Toons page. Suffice to say, his background didn't seem to sync up with the direction that they wanted the film to go in, and in less than a year, he left the project. Chris Meledandri, as in Just Me, amongst many other works, was head of 20th Century Fox Animation, of which Fox Animation Studio was a part, shut down Planet Ice while it was still in pre-production to basically start all over again. Fox was also expanding its special effects house, and one of his visions to Bob. Hold on a second. Let me start all over again. Fox was also expanding its special effects house, and one of his divisions brought Blue Sky Studios, and it was decided to have them work on Planet Ice instead, since they were going for all CGI after all. So this seemed like a good test run for them. Meanwhile, Anastasia had been done well, but Mechanic had a problem there. There was nothing in place to follow up the success of that film, and what's more, nothing on the table to even suggest in Desperating Booth and Goldman were told to make a direct-to-video sequel, Bartok the Magnificent, mostly with the intent to stop anyone from being laid off in the studio. But producing work that was both a critical and financial for thinking was so that worked out what didn't work out was something completely unrelated, and this is tied to with the reason McKinnon needed to protect Fox Animation Studio. Hold on a second. This part the video is talking about Quest for Camelot, and I need to skip. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, audience. In response to the failure of the Quest for Camelot, Fox set down to work on Planet Ice the following Monday, but the reason for the failure as hold on a second. However, despite the failure of the Quest for Camelot, but success of Bartok and Magnificent justified his approach. But again, his desperate to give them something else to do, and having nothing else on hand, Mechanic offered Booth and Goldman the chance to do Planet Ice. And at this point, he should point out that in his experience of doing these film reviews, the more he to hold on a second. There is a reason to get nervous about what's going on. So by now, Booth and Goldman were conflicted about this project. Neither had much experience with science fiction. Most of it was their video game Space Ace, the follow-up to the Cecil Dragon's Lair. But one thing they found very appealing was the idea of breaking the mold and trying to new things they say for a long time under the label of Disney wannabes. And Anastasia's success had in a way backfired because they had to use the new Disney formula so well that it further emphasized this idea that they are Disney wannabes. So there was something appealing about tackling this new, very different work, including its use of CGI accompanying the traditional modern animation that they were known for. And the challenge was to make a film that would appeal to 13 to 14-year-old boys at a time when kids were normally souring on animation as kid stuff. But pressure was also on because the money that had already been sunk into Planet Ice, $20 million before Booth and Goldman took their first look at it. They were giving $50 million were in the next 19 months to create the film, even though they insisted that they need 2 full years to pull this off. Also, the title Planet Ice was apparently some kind of conflict with Universal, but this change was embraced by those who felt the name really lacked the pizzazz that Independence says offered. So they went for Titan AE, though Goldman quipped the best way to make the film work was to call it Titan IC. The script was reworked again, and then when they were finished, they reworked it some more. That by the time they were done, it passed through between 12 and 15 writers, including Ben Edlund and Josh Whedon. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, fans. Further hurting the work was conflict taking place in the upper management of Fox. There was no love lost between Mechanic and immediate superior at Fox Chernin, who have used Mechanic as a human airbag dealing with Titanic, sending him down to be abused by James Cameron while simultaneously telling his own boss Rupert Murdoch that Mechanic was letting Cameron ruin them. Okay. So inside, Cameron was pretty hard to deal with in the fact that he told Mechanic that he wasn't going to start working until Mechanic got God. Hold on a second. The Mechanic was now standing his ground on the film Fight Club, insisting it was a good film and he wasn't going to let it go down. But this felt the beginning of the end for both him and Fox Animation Studios. For months before Titan AE was released, the animation staff was cut more than 300 to 66, and Fox marketing for the film was pathetic. A week after it opened to poor reviews and even poor box office performance, Mechanic was let go from the company, and a week after the studio itself was shut down. Well, folks, that's really the best I could. Now, I give all credit to SF Debris for this video, because really, if without him, I would not do this video. I'm sorry, but I tried the best I can. If you want the full video, go look for a look at the background of Titan AU found on SS Demise channel. Thank you.